No, they take it.
Morning, Rotarians and guests. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Hudson. I'm Ron Strobel, the Sergeant at Arms. Our invocation this morning is by the very mobile Marilyn Orr. Look at this.
3 weeks post-op, guys, 3 weeks. Okay, here we go. All right. The invocation this morning is one given previously by Sean Bird from a Rotary Club in Minnesota. And in honor of Thanksgiving, this is what we think. At this Thanksgiving time, let us ponder the words of Swiss philosopher Henry Frederick Amiel. Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude, and gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may consist merely of words, but gratitude is shown in action. May our act as Rotarians demonstrate our gratitude for all of our blessings, for friendship, for health, for work, for opportunities to gather together, to enjoy each other's company, and to change our community for the better. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Marilyn. And to lead us in the pledge and four-way test, Andy Morse.
Andy, what's some flaws too?
Thanks, Ron. I think you're picking everybody who got out of the hospital recently, and so I'm not sure who else is out there for you to get next time. But anyway, oh, there you go. Exactly. So, would you all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic in which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now, as good Rotarians, and that's what we are, we're good Rotarians, not just Rotarians, we're good ones. Let's talk about the four-way test, the things we think, say, and we're supposed to do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Andy.
The four-way test.
And we have one guest who I believe is transferring her membership from Three Rivers, Michigan, and that's Barbara Marshall. Good morning, Barbara. Now our president, Father Joe Boisel.
What, no applause? I didn't trip. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so a few announcements to begin with. The first is that Marty has told us that, has invited us rather, to help judge the service learning random acts of kindness. There are 3 dates that are available right now, January 4, 10, and 11. And so there's a sign up through Maryland's quick link email. And so go to that and sign up, get in there, make sure that we help them in this important endeavor that they're doing. Second thing is that we're doing a cluster project, a habitat house, and there's work days that are set up already. One in December, but then the rest are starting after the first of the year. So look for more information to come on Habitat House. They're going to do it on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So we'll try to get some crews out to work on that. Next week, there's a grant committee meeting. So if you're on that grant committee, and you know if you are, look for time and location to be determined, but plan on next week, next Wednesday, the 7th. The Vocal Impact Group from Hudson High School will be here and performing in our meeting meeting on December the 14th. And if you've never been to this, you really do want to be here. It's a fantastic performance of great holiday songs. And so make sure that you plan to come here for that. If you know football, then you'll know this. Tom Brady, who played in college for that team up north, married this beautiful woman. Her name is Giselle, and she's a model. I mean, and she's not only beautiful, she's rich. I mean, rich beyond rich. It made football player money look like, peasants. Anyway, they had a deal supposedly, so the story goes, that he retires from football last year. And he did for about 30 days. And then he decided, I'm coming back. And so she divorced him because they had a deal. And he broke the deal. And I saw a tweet yesterday. Imagine giving up Giselle for football and then losing to the Browns. How awesome was that? All right, with that little sports intro, I'm going to bring the coach up here to talk to us about Santa on the Green.
The only problem with the divorce is Giselle's giving him money. So a couple of things about the Santa on the Green. I'll be passing around the sign-up sheet so you can double check your shift. If you want to make a change on here, it's fine. This is just a bunch of scribbling. In regards to the list, it was missing in action. I had to leave town for a couple of weeks and I left it in the capable hands of our leadership. So I sent out an all call to all the leaders in this particular organization. Nobody had a clue on where it was. I called the front desk and it was in there lost and found. So if the fine master ever comes back, there will be a substantial fine for the people that were in charge. I did contact Santa and there will be coal in their stockings in addition to that. So that was a great fine that we have. And once again, I'll pass it around. If you didn't sign up, add your name wherever you'd like. The more the merrier for this particular event. It's a great thing. The only problem we're having right now is the weather is a little bit iffy. The forecast is for rain. Our backup is the scout cabin. So we will be looking at that seriously and we'll have that decorated and ready to go for Saturday morning. We will let you know and hopefully again, Marilyn will be able to get something out to the entire group in regards to where the location will be. As I was telling everybody prior to the meeting, I don't think the gazebos ever look better. They really have it decorated nicely this year, but if it is raining, we don't want the family standing in the rain. We did in previous years use the visitor center, and since the scout cabin is going through the renovations and that we are heavily involved in that effort, it's a chance to show off the old place before all the good stuff is happening there. Friday pickup and setup will be at 1 o'clock. I think Joe, myself, Tom, and Pat are going to be picking up all the equipment. If we do have it at the scout cabin, we'll just drive it right over there. If not, we have to leave it in our cars and then drop it off on Saturday morning at the site. Anything else in regards to the Santa on the Green? I think that's it.
When would you make that decision?
We'll make it tomorrow. Yeah.
If you let me know that I can get all the scouts to make sure that they get ready.
I think Jay, are we going to be working on that with Kelly? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll get that problem.
Okay. Okay. That's the normal way we run this organization. Everybody's pointing fingers at everybody else. Regarding the Habitat for Humanity, I'm heading over there this morning. I don't know the group that's exactly working on this, but if you haven't done this before, it's great. If you're not a carpenter or a skilled laborer, that type of thing, they teach you how to do it. The first time I went, I grabbed the wrong end of a claw hammer, and they gave me a tutorial for about an hour on how to hold the thing. But It is a great opportunity. The people that are moving into the house actually work on the house with you. So it's an investment not only by the community and the Habitat group, but also the new owners of that particular facility. It is a great project. We've done them in Twinsburg. Many of you have participated in that, but if you get the opportunity again, and we have a group effort, it only, I think 7 or 8 members need to show up, but it is a great opportunity to help a family in need and kind of build a community. Last thing is the Browns put forth a tremendous effort on Sunday. I had an opportunity to go, and I didn't use the tickets that I had. I gave them away, and the game was fantastic. I think Jacoby Brissett should be the MVP of the entire season. He's been a class act. If you looked at any one of his interviews after a win or a loss, he is, just held his head up high and really has done a great job. Kind of kept the seat warm for the new quarterback that we have. But I think once again, that shows you what a team effort can do. The defense came through, the offense came through, the special teams were great. And our place kicker needs a little more practice. Okay. Thanks a lot for signing up for Santa and the Green. This has been our project for years. Jimmy Suppin was the one that jumped on that when another organization in town let it go. And I think we started in 2001 with this particular effort. And it's something the community looks forward to. Thanks a lot for your help. Once again, look at the list, and we'll see you on Saturday. Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing else, I think Mandy's going to come up and introduce a well-known speaker for us.
All right, our speaker this morning is Evan McCauley, and he is on Zoom this morning. Evan provides investment management and financial planning solutions to families, individuals, and businesses in Northeast Ohio and across the United States. Evan co-founded McCauley Financial, LLC, and joined Raymond James Financial Services in 2017. Evan is a proud alumnus of Miami University and Western Reserve Academy. He is a past president of our Rotary Club and currently serves on the board of directors of the Great Trail Council. Evan and his wife, Michelle, who I believe just had an anniversary at the beginning of the month, live in Northeast Ohio and enjoy traveling, golfing, hiking, skiing, and spending time with their dog. All right, go ahead, Evan.
Good morning, fellow Rotarians. Mandy, thank you for that wonderful introduction, and thank you for inviting me to be a speaker this morning. I very much appreciate the opportunity to talk with you all, and the title of my talk today is 2023 Financial Resolutions. Prior to that, though, I would like to highlight a special month in Rotary. November is Foundation Month, and just wanted to stop and talk about that for a quick moment before I got into the 2023 financial resolutions. So I'm sure you probably all got some emails on Tuesday. Do you know what Tuesday was? Giving Tuesday, exactly. And this year, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to click those links and I'm going to give to those organizations that have asked me to, because technology, I know that the people that I work with in those organizations, I know that they track that information. I know that they look at that, and I know that that's something that empowers them as they kick off their foundation years. So I imagine that most of you as Rotarians probably decided to click on some of those links and make some contributions, but Foundation Month at Rotary. So just wanted to share my screen with you here. All right, so a couple things about Foundation Month that I want to highlight here. Number one, and apologies that I cannot be with you in person. I am in Ohio and I was planning on coming. The flu found me on Sunday and kind of just knocked me out. I've been trying to recover from the flu, and given my situation, I definitely didn't want to be amongst all of you today. So Hopefully you can hear me all right on here and see my screen. And simply on the screen, nothing that I put together, but Rotary has put together a wonderful website. So what we have here is a little bit of information about the Rotary Foundation. Our mission: the Rotary Foundation helps Rotary members to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace by improving health, providing quality education, improving the environment, and alleviating poverty. So the Rotary Foundation, since inception, has given over $5 billion to projects and communities around the world. And they make it very easy on their foundation webpage to donate now. So you can go on there, make a one-time contribution, or you can hop over. All you need to do is Google Rotary Direct. Rotary Direct is a program that allows you to set up a contribution, whether that be monthly, annually, quarterly, whatever you like. And this would be a recurring donation. So a lot of you folks, every Rotarian every year, make an additional $25 contribution with your dues. This would be something similar, but you have a little more control over your contributions. So definitely something to consider. Right now in our club, we have 2 members that are using this Rotary Direct system. So thank you to those members that are doing that. We have 49 Rotarian donors to the foundation. So I think that that deserves a big round of applause. We've done very well. So, you know, that's really our mission as Rotarians. So appreciate those contributions. We do, on the other hand, have 8 non-Rotarian donors. So if that is you, if the Rotary Foundation is new to you, feel free to reach out to me. I'm the foundation chair, and I'd be happy to help you get those contributions set up and running. In addition, the fun part about today was going to be, if I was in person, that we have some Paul Harris Fellow awards that we're going to be giving out. So we have 2 new Paul Harris Fellows. That brings us to 24 Paul Harris Fellows in our club. I'm pretty proud of that, especially because we have an additional 2 Paul Harris Fellows that should be at that status by the end of the year. So congratulations to you all as Rotarians, and continue to make those contributions to the foundation. Thank you. So let's hop over here. I'm going to share my screen again. All right. And we are up and running. All right, so the title of my talk today is 2023 Financial Resolutions. As Mandy mentioned, my name's Evan McCauley. I am a certified financial planner. I'm a financial advisor. I am an independent advisor with Raymond James Financial Services. So, sorry, bear with me one moment. Okay, so hopping forward a little bit. All right, so here's a list of the resolutions that we're going to talk about today. Taking a financial inventory, giving every dollar a job, get your heirs in order, balance cash reserves, revisit your asset allocation, give generously, check your progress, manage your risk, update your estate plan, have a family conversation, and digitize and organize your records. But first, before we get into that, I think it's appropriate to talk about some items that a lot of you in the room have considered this year. If you haven't considered, it's absolutely something to think about as it relates to your overall financial situation. So a couple of things on here with some deadlines. Required minimum distributions out of IRA, 401k, all qualified accounts. I imagine that if you are taking required minimum distributions, you are aware of what those are. And anyone that's over the age of 72 should be taking those required minimum distributions. Roth IRA conversions, 12/31/22, that's the deadline, year-end deadline. I'm going to come back to Roth IRA conversions on the next slide, actually. Qualified charitable distributions, those are direct gifts to charities out of those retirement accounts. You don't pay tax on that. The organization that you gift to does not pay tax on that gift. So it's a solid way to kind of cut Uncle Sam out of the equation if you are making charitable donations. Absolutely something to keep in mind. Qualified charitable distributions count towards your required minimum distribution as well. Roth IRA conversions do not count as required minimum distributions. You cannot convert your RMD and call it a day. So Roth IRA conversions would need to be in addition to those required minimum distributions. Tax loss harvesting. This one is huge, especially in the year that we have right now. The markets are weak. Most portfolios, if yours is not down year to date, that means that you're very conservative and that you have cash, certificates of deposits, US Treasury bills, things along those lines. The only sector really in the market that's positive this year is energy. So tax loss harvesting, what happens there is you see your portfolio down 15% year to date, but come tax time, you see a $15,000, $20,000 capital gain, and you have to pay tax on that capital gain. So what I find with clients is certainly nobody likes when their account balances are down, but it's tough to conceptualize, all right, my portfolio lost money this year, but I have to pay taxes. So if you have any realized capital gains inside of your investment portfolio, then you should look for opportunities where you have losses. And there's a maneuver called tax loss harvesting that allows you to balance down those capital gains. So definitely something to be thinking about right now. The Secure Act, a big change with retirement accounts and how the distributions are mandated by the IRS. So back in 2019, President Trump pushed through the Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Act. It was in effect January 1st, 2020. A couple key items. Number one, this delayed required minimum distribution start date for those who had not been taking previously from 70 and a half to age 72. Number two, the beneficiary IRA 10-year rule. So previously, any non-spouse beneficiaries that you may have could have stretched their beneficiary IRA distributions over their lifetime. So you pass away, your account transfers to your child. They, instead of taking small amounts out of your retirement account each year, they are now forced within a 10-year period to distribute the full amount of that account. Basically, the consideration why I included Roth IRA conversions on here specifically as well is because this is something that is new. And think about it like this, okay? Let's say you have a very successful child or children. Let's say they're making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million a year, whatever that might be. And now, depending on the size of your retirement account, you lump on an extra, let's call it $50,000, $100,000. Well, they may be in the top tax bracket, and you might be in one of the lower tax brackets. So Roth IRA conversions, I believe, are going to be more and more part of legacy planning, because sometimes, not all clients, but some clients want to minimize that tax liability for the next generation. So if they instead convert their traditional IRA balances to Roth IRA, now they're passing on a pool of money completely tax-free to their beneficiaries. So that's something that might be a consideration if you haven't thought about something like that previously. So, all right, again, those were just the action items, things that I think, things that I am working on right now, things that I'm going through with my clients and making sure that we have the I's dotted and the T's crossed. So I just wanted to share that with you all this morning as we got started. And as it comes to the financial resolutions, I think one thing that's important to keep in mind is these rules that I've laid here, whether they're financial resolutions, anything, this just trumps everything. Go easy on yourself, life changes, and go one step at a time. I tell you what, this is something that it just happens, and we need to understand that it does happen. And this is just a very small scale scenario. I didn't plan to Zoom in from my home today. I didn't plan to get sick, but it happened, and we have to roll with those punches. I didn't plan to be sitting at home sick and get a phone call from my wife in Colorado that on her way to work, her car spun in circles 3 times on the highway, and she nearly got into a really bad accident. We don't plan for these things. We don't plan to fall when we're walking down the stairs and things like that. So just take life one step at a time and focus on what's really important. And these resolutions that I'm going to give you, it's not a to-do list. It's not something that you absolutely have to do, but it's good recommendations, and I'll share with you why. All right, number 1, take a financial inventory. As things in life change, so does our financial picture. It's constantly changing. So one client shared with me a while back, and I'll never forget it, and this is not a religious comment, but it's man plans, God laughs. Basically, we can use all the best resources, have the best plans, have the best budgets, but things change, and we need to update our financial plan. We need to better understand the capabilities of our wealth as it relates to these changes. I had a client that called me yesterday. He is a retiree from IBM, and he shared with me that they've made some significant changes to their medical insurance for retirees, and that's very disruptive for him. So life is always changing. We need to reevaluate his financial plan, his cash flow strategy, and basically just make sure that they're comfortable with those changes. 1.35 trillion on the bottom of the screen here. It's an interesting number. The estimated amount Americans have left in old 401k plans. So this is an interesting statistic that Raymond James put together, but this doesn't mean that that money is lost. It means that it's left behind. And what I mean by that is the average American today has 8 employers throughout their career. So that could potentially mean 8 401k plans separate. Lack of understanding of your current financial situation provides a struggle as you look forward to the future and try to plan. So whether you consolidate your financial accounts into one place like Raymond James, or if you consolidate that on paper, it's very important to have a consolidated net worth statement and an understanding of where your funds are. Here you go. Your net worth statement is the foundation of a healthy, achievable financial plan. All right, give every dollar a job. And this goes for pre-retirees and retirees. Basically, it's important to understand what your needs are as they relate to your income. Social Security, pensions are more guaranteed sources of income. Investment portfolios are subject to volatility, require proper cash flow planning and being proactive about that. Expenditures, income, these things change. Oftentimes it's best to have that more guaranteed income, cover the essentials, cover the things in life that you need. Annuities, insurance contracts are things that help folks mend that gap if they're looking for more structured income. So that's something that, depending on the client situation, may potentially make sense for that more guaranteed income stream. And this looks a lot like budget. I've mentioned budget before. One thing about budget that I find to be interesting is I often have conversations with clients that say, all right, so do you have a budget? Do you have an understanding of what your expenditures look like? And this example of a client is somebody that's, let's call it 66 years old and retiring soon. They say, I really do not have a budget. We've never lived by a budget. And is that something that I should put together? Should we list out what our essential expenses are, et cetera? And depending on the situation, sometimes it's no. You should absolutely just keep doing what you're doing. And the reason I say that is because folks that accumulate wealth and live within their means are always going to have a successful retirement. And it's truly the living within your means component that leads to that wealth creation and the comfort of, being able to retire comfortably. However, I definitely work with clients on the opposite end of that fence. So clients that might be spending a little bit more than what they should be. And it's good to understand that. When I have those conversations with clients, it's not, hey, you can't spend any more money. It's, hey, if we continue to spend money in the manner that we are, then potentially later in life, we might not have any. So just finding that balance, whether a budget is important to you or not, I think is dependent on who you are and who you have been as investors. All right, I'm going a little slow here, so I'm going to speed up because I want to give you guys some chance to ask me some questions. So let's see, get your heirs in order. Danny Fry with Krugliak shared with us some of the importances of estate planning, and I would absolutely defer that to her. But from my situation, in my experience, it is extremely important to be proactive about this. Anytime life changes, make sure that you update these documents. I have seen situations where that has not occurred, and the ramifications are pretty deep as it relates to the family situations that occur because of that. Balance your cash reserves. One thing right now that I've highlighted on the screen is very important. So checking accounts, savings accounts, they're paying very little interest right now. The highest savings account that I heard recently is 3.5%. And what I've highlighted here, highly liquid securities like treasury bills, United States treasury bills issued by the Treasury, backed by the full faith and credit of the US government. A 1-year treasury bill is paying roughly 4.7% right now. 6 month, they're right around 4.4-ish. Basically, there's a way to earn higher interest if you do so in a little bit more of an active fashion. So in addition to treasury bills, you probably have noticed that certificate of deposit rates have increased as well. Again, just a little more active savings gets you a little more interest. In addition to cash reserves, it's cash is king. Make sure that you have enough cash for your emergency fund, plus any short-term spending needs that you might have. I would not suggest investing and taking risk with money that you know that you're going to need to spend. Revisit your asset allocation. Definitely during times of volatile markets, there's opportunity for your portfolio to go askew. So in this example here, we start in year 1 with $80 in a balanced portfolio. Year 3, our money has grown to $95, but check out that dark blue section there. That represents a significantly higher percentage of our account in our portfolio now. So what we do, or what strategies suggest, is that it's important to define a rebalancing strategy. Basically, when you grow that higher risk pool of money, that's a good thing. We've made money. But let's sell some of that. Let's take some of those gains, rebalance back to our original discipline. Give generously and with intent. Given the increase of the standard deduction up to, I believe, $25,900 for married filing jointly couples in 2022, that's a significant increase, and it's caused folks that are filing the standard deduction to increase from 68% of people to 87% of people out there. What this means, or what the opportunity is to get a little deduction, it might make sense to consider doing a lump gift into a donor advised fund. And I would be in a bad spot with Phil and Tom Tobin if I did not mention the words donor advised fund today. So absolutely, a donor advised fund is a great way to capitalize on your charitable giving. Check your retirement progress. It's always good to check in, however frequently that is. Review, update your financial plan, rebalance your investment accounts, and make sure that you are on track. All right, manage your risk. One thing that we touched on earlier this month with Danny Fry is a little bit of long-term care insurance. That's something that potentially makes sense based on your particular situation. Same with life insurance. So those are some things that everyone should be thinking about, because after you've thought about it and made a decision, then you're comfortable, you have a good understanding that you've made the right choice. Have a family conversation. This is something that I think is not done so often. I think that financial positions and family net worth and things like that are oftentimes not discussed. And if you can just break the ice on that financial conversation, oftentimes there's a lot of comfort that comes with that because family members have an understanding of where they are, what their situation might look like in the future. Family members are able to take care of you. It's extremely important that you have folks in place to help you with your financial situation and needs in the event that you are unable to. I unfortunately see situations where that hasn't been taken care of properly, and it's not easy, and it's not what you want to focus on at the wrong time. So there's a lot of power in having that conversation early, and especially in helping teach financial sophistication and discipline to the next generation. Patience, discipline, balance, it's something that younger generations don't quite have. The rule of thumb is that the younger you are, the more aggressive you can be as an investor. What I find is that younger generations haven't had the experience of market volatility. They're very reactive, and that they're looking for investments that they can double their money overnight, get rich quick. And that's really not the way to grow wealth. Patience, discipline, and balance. Have that family conversation and pass along those values that you have. And lastly, this is a big one, and I think that it's extremely important, whether it be for your financial records, whether it be for anything personal, or whether it be for our own Rotary Club. Digitize and organize your records. On Club Runner, we have a document storage center that allows committee leaders and officers to upload and share documents with one another, keep storage of those documents, and share it with next generation. I use a digital file storage system called Box, and I have every single file from my office a fingertip away on my phone. Back in, this was 15 years ago, I first was an intern at Merrill Lynch in downtown Hudson. I remember, this is the Margaret Clark Morgan building now. We're up on the 3rd floor, and the file cabinet room was in an old hotel room. So it was very interesting and very, very unique. And as an intern, I would walk back there, grab files, I would organize files. I mean, this room was stacked with file cabinets. And I think now till today, again, I pull out my phone, I have record of every file that I need. It's just a beautiful thing. Same in my personal life. If Michelle asks, hey, where's that document? Or, what came in the mail on that day, etc. She knows that she can just go on our Box app and check it out and get everything that she needs. So digitize and organize your records, I think, is super important. And it's one of the most refreshing things once you're done with it. So let's take a bold step into the new year. Financial well-being is created with how, not how much. Keeping your plan up to date and designed for your life pays long-term dividends. And with that, I would love to open it up for questions, and appreciate everyone having me on today and tuning in to the Zoom here.
Evan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, how are you? Great to see you.
Thank you.
Feeling better?
Thank you. Getting there, yeah. Getting there.
Yeah, well, we sure appreciate your presentation. A quick question would be, when you see a new client, first time, and you think through these first time clients, is there like a common glaring mistake that people make that you think, oh, I just can't believe that person after person does the same thing?
So interesting question. I would say that there's no glaring mistake that I see. Commonly, one of the driving forces for new clients is consolidation of accounts. So oftentimes I'll find that clients have up to, accounts at 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 different financial institutions. And as folks get older, downsizing their house and things like that, oftentimes that's a good time to consolidate your financial picture as well, just for the benefit of heirs. The biggest mistake in my business that I find is when folks like myself or just insurance folks sell clients products that they do not fully understand. And I do see that today quite often, specifically as it relates to those more complex insurance products.
Let me come back to you.
Hey, Evan, it's James.
Hey, James.
So sort of a morbid question, but do you have a life expectancy that you use when you're planning out financial, retirement? Not you personally, but just for your clients.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm very conservative as it relates to financial planning. So the very conservative piece about that would be that I'm trying to select an age that is well beyond the age that you think that you're going to live. So at a baseline, ages 92 and 94 are our current projections. If somebody is in their 60s, 70s, if somebody's in their 80s or 90s, then I'm just gonna keep bumping that out. I let my clients come to me and say, hey, my medical history really isn't that great. I am not going to live to age 92. If I get to age 85, that'd be a miracle. And I let my clients, drive that age down. But life expectancy, I shared it on one of the screens. I didn't touch on it, but I believe that stat was 80 and a half or so for women, 75 for men, something along those lines.
I think we're having a little celebration here of the longer you live, the longer you live. Yeah.
All right, I need at least one or two more quick questions. Come on, let's go.
We got one coming here, Evan.
Yeah, I'm coming up. Well, it's probably not
Hi, Jim.
financially. Hey, hi, Evan. It's probably not financial, but is Michelle okay? I mean, was that today?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday?
And yeah, she is okay. Luckily, there was not too many other cars on the road around 5 a.m. when she was driving to the hospital, but definitely a little shaken up. And I'd say that I am as well. It's just, tough to be away and hear something like that. So thank you for asking, Jim. Appreciate that.
You're away. And that's the other question. Are you going to have two residences or Colorado and here? Is that right?
Yeah, so she's in Colorado right now.
Right.
And she has been there since February and will not work past January out in Colorado where she is, just due to some tax ramifications of that. But I will number one, I will always have a residence in Ohio. It's where my business is. It's where my family is. It's where I love. And we hope to, in the future, have a place in the mountains and use it for Airbnb and other rentals and things like that. That would be the 5-year plan.
Yeah, we need you here in Ohio.
Absolutely.
And at our meetings, you gotta come to these meetings. Are you coming next week?
I will not be there next week. No, I
All right.
apologize. But hey, I'm going to catch up with you and appreciate your patience, sir.
No
Thank
problem.
you for
Sorry
your
for the
gifts.
personal questions, but I was curious.
No, that's great. Thank you for asking.
Good morning, Evan.
Good
So-
morning, Tom.
I got a very serious question for you.
Yes.
Is there a cat behind your curtain there? If not, you better close the window because I think that's how you got the flu.
I have the window open because I am sweating right now. It's either chills or sweats with the flu.
Hi, Evan. You're looking good.
Hey, thanks.
You know, I was in this business for many years and
Yeah, Jay.
a lot of financial planning. I'm curious, do you use a software program in your financial planning, or do you just visit with people and ask the questions and try and extract the information you need to do the financial plan?
Yeah, so it's a combination of both, really. So we do have excellent technology. I would say that it is best in class technology. It's a financial planning software called Money Guide Pro. And we have adopted and kind of made that our own. But in terms of the information that goes into that financial plan, that is absolutely something that it's really dependent on the client. You know, we have worksheets for that. Some people love to go through a worksheet, fill that in, you know, attach the statements, put it all together. Other people, that's not their style. And to profile them, you know, I could do that just through a conversation over coffee or over lunch and gather that information that we need. But at the end of the day, anything that's going into the net worth statement that has a dollar sign in front of it, we want to see a statement for that, because oftentimes clients might not know exactly what they have, or there's things on the statement that we will be able to uncover and use to their benefit. So the better the information in, the better the financial plan, Jay.
Well, it's interesting. I had one situation where I did a financial plan, presented the results, and they didn't have enough money. And so the wife is very concerned. And as I walked out the door, the husband walked out with me. He said, "Don't worry about it. I got 50,000 in the drawer that I use for the casino." So, you never know.
Which drawer? Just asking. Evan, it's great to see you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hope everything went all right from a tech standpoint. And yeah, I wish we could have got through a little bit more. But definitely feel free to ask questions anytime that you're curious. But yeah, focus on your finances and have a wonderful holiday season, everyone. We'll see you very soon.
We'll give you a little prescription before you go. Tea, a little hot tea, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of honey, and a shot of bourbon. And that'll make you feel a lot better. So go take that and get some rest. Thanks so much for your time. All right.
Thank you.
One round of applause for Evan. Okay, time for Rotobuck. We're running late. Who's gonna be the picker? Who does not have skin in this game? Mandy, it's you. Come on up. Payout today is $8. Jackpot $261.
I know she's picking my ticket, so I'm coming up here, but 15 minutes early to your shift, and we'll have a couple people from each, the beginning shift, and at about noon to go pick up hot chocolate at Hudson's. And if you're in Hudson's, please thank them for their donation of hot chocolate every year.
Okay, it's 599960.
960. 960. There you go. Take your earnings and see there's a black one in there. Oh, I'm sorry. Alas. Well, hey, everybody have a great day. Go do something great, make somebody's life better. See you soon.